what's going on, everyone? Misha Wilson here, and if you've ever wondered what the best morning routine is for you to be more productive, get more done, and at the end of the day, grow your business that much faster, stick around and watch today's video through until the very end, as I'm about to share with you the single morning routine that's produced the most for me in my journey. Now, if this is your first video, my name is Misha Wilson, and over the course of the last few years, I've done nearly $20 million in total sales, and I've tried quite a few different morning routines, and I've really found what works and what doesn't for myself. And in today's video, I'm gonna be sharing with you the specific and exact steps that if I take in the morning, results in me having a hyper productive day. As always, if you get value, don't forget to let me know in the comment section what your biggest takeaway is. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that bell icon notification button so that you're notified when I do more videos just like this. With that said, let's go ahead and dive right in.
Welcome to the Misha Wilson Show, where we show you how to create massive success online so you can enjoy the lifestyle of your wildest dreams.
All right, so first, why morning routines are important. All right, so I'm a firm believer that if you win the morning, you can win the day. You know, it's one of those things where if you wake up in the morning and you don't have a specific intention in mind, if you don't have a goal to accomplish and hit in the morning, and you just kind of end up wandering through the, first 30, 40, 60 minutes of the day, very quickly you can end up kind of wandering through the entire day. And then you get to the point where it's 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the afternoon, you look back and you say, God, what did I get done today? And you realize you got a whole bunch of busy work done, but you didn't necessarily get anything done that's truly going to move the needle in your own personal business. Where on the flip side, if you have a very specific morning routine dialed in, mapped out, and essentially in place even before you wake up in the morning, which is part of the overall morning routine, and then you execute upon it and you get it done early when you first get started in the morning, you have that initial momentum that you get kind of, picked up that ends up fueling you up throughout the day. And you get to 4 and 5 in the afternoon and you feel like you can kind of stop working for the day because you've been so productive in the time that you've already put in. All right, so I can't stress it enough. When you win the morning, you win the day. When you lose the morning, you lose the day. Focus on winning the morning and you can have more production and at the end of the day, more results in your business each and every single day like clockwork. So with that said, what is the actual morning routine that's worked best for me in my own personal journey? And I'm just gonna walk you through it step by step. But actually the first step starts before it's morning. It starts the night before, once again, the morning when you wake up. And the night before, what you wanna do is you wanna get crystal clear on the first most high impact items that you need to get done the next day. You wanna ideally plan your entire day, but if nothing else, choose the most high impact, minimum effort, or just high impact items that if you get these things done, the rest of your day can be considered a success, right? So in any business, there's the 80-20 rule. 20% of your activities drive 80% of the results. And if you get those 20% of activities done, once again, that's what you want to focus on each and every single day. So the night before you go to bed, you want to take some time and you really want to map out what those 20% of activities are based on where you are, where you're trying to go, what your goals are, what your biggest obstacle is currently, and what you have to focus on executing upon to move the needle forward. Now, go to sleep, have that mapped out, get crystal clear on that before you go to bed. Then when I wake up in the morning, I actually, if I'm at my absolute best, I do not jump directly into work, right? I actually have a few different things that I do before I jump directly into work. Exercise being one of them, getting a good breakfast in being another, and kind of being grateful for what I have being the final. So this morning, as an example, I did a little P90X workout. I then had a good, healthy, nutritious smoothie, and I went over a list of 10 or 15 things that I'm grateful for in my life right now, whether or not I make any progress today or not, right? Being grateful for what you have brings upon kind of a sense of fulfillment where you aren't necessarily constantly striving all the time and feeling like you have to get better all the time. And what I find is that when you actually work from the place of being fulfilled, from the place of being grateful, and I'm sure you've heard this 1,000 times, you can actually execute more efficiently and effectively upon the things that'll help you to continue to make progress. So what I would highly recommend doing is getting clear on a workout routine that you can execute upon in the morning before you ever start working, right? 30, 45, 60 minutes of exercise, get the blood flowing, get the adrenaline rushing, wake up your central nervous system. I also take a cold shower after I exercise, cold shower for about 3, 4, 5 minutes. And once again, another way to shock your nervous system to get you going. Understand that food is fuel, right? If you're looking at food as kind of a comfort item and you're eating food just to kind of feel good, well, that's great. And I'm completely and totally guilty of that sometimes as well. For the most part, you want to look at food as fuel. And instead of doing that, get crystal clear on what your morning breakfast is going to be, and get something in you, low glycemic carbs, protein, healthy fats, get something in you that can sustain you throughout the morning as you start to execute upon the activities that you have to go ahead and execute upon, and then get crystal clear on what you're grateful for. All right, today I spent about 10 minutes and listed out 10 different things that I'm grateful for. Doesn't need to be an hour-long thing, doesn't need to be a half-hour-long thing. Sometimes I'm in a rush and I take 2 minutes, to be totally honest, but if I just take 2 minutes and look at what I'm grateful for, how much I have in life, it just helps to put me in the right state of mind to be able to execute throughout the rest of the day. And then from there, that's when I go ahead and get to work. And when I get to work, I do one of two things, right? So if I'm feeling good, if I'm feeling focused, which most of the time I am in the morning, because that's kind of when I have the most energy and the most vitality, if I'm feeling focused, or I'm feeling like I can tackle a big project, tackle a big item, I will jump in right at the hardest thing for me to execute upon, right? So if there's a scale of 1 to 10 and there's 5 things that I have on it, and one of the things is a 1 when it comes to difficulty, so it's really easy for me to get done. One of the things is a 10. If I feel good, if I feel energetic, if I feel like I'm ready to go, which usually I do because I've just got a good workout in, I've listed out what I'm grateful for, I've eaten a good breakfast, I'm completely and totally ready to go from a central nervous system standpoint, I will tackle that one big thing first. And I'll put all of my energy into that one big thing because that's when I have the most energy. And so if I tackle that one big thing, once again, I'm more likely to get it done more quickly to move on to the easier things. And then once you get that one big thing done, once again, you feel like, all right, I got the hardest thing done already, and it's only 10 a.m. or whatever time it is. The rest of the day is naturally going to be a win, right? So if I feel great, that's what I do. Now, again, everyone's a human being. I'm a human being. Every single successful person that you look at is a human being. And there are certain days where you feel like crap. There are certain days when you don't have energy. There are certain days when you feel just a little bit, not timid, but a little bit kind of more worn out, right? And on those days, what I actually do is instead of focusing on the highest impact, kind of hardest thing to tackle first, I actually look at what the easiest thing is to tackle first on my list, and I start there. And the mindset and methodology and the reasoning behind why I start at the easiest thing is because I know that if I start at the easiest thing, if I start there and I finish that, and then I move on to, the next easiest thing and I finish that, if I can get 2 or 3 smaller things done and start to get some momentum with 2 or 3 smaller things being completed in my business, very quickly I can get into a state of momentum. And then once I have momentum, once I have some movement, once I feel like I'm getting some stuff done, once I start to feel productive, then from that point, I can tackle those higher impact things. Where if I wake up and I'm not feeling it at all, where I'm just feeling kind of like, God, this is not my day, right? We've all had those days. And I look at the absolute hardest thing on my list and I say, God, I got to do that first. And I do not feel like this at all. And I cannot get this thing done right now. And I force myself to do that. Oftentimes I'll try to do it, but I won't necessarily do it effectively or efficiently. And so if I focus on getting some momentum, getting some small wins, understanding that I've completed and knocked out a few things, they're not the highest impact, Obviously, don't spend 8 hours on the small things, right? Spend maybe an hour on the small things to get some momentum, then get right into the higher impact items. If I do that, and then I tackle these items once I have momentum, once again, that momentum will carry me through and allow me to be more productive and more effective when I execute upon these higher impact items. And then for me, really my golden rule, the big thing for me is that, look, I want to get two, at least one, but ideally two, even three maybe, high impact items done before lunch. All right, and I take lunch at about 1 o'clock, so I'll work from about 8 to 1. I'll get a little break in there somewhere. But in that 8 to 1 stretch, I want to get at least, two, ideally three high impact things done, one at the absolute minimum if it's a big high impact thing. And then once I get those three high impact activities, 2 or 3 high impact activities done by the time it's lunch, well, guess what? I can decide to work, I can decide to take the rest of the day off, I can decide to not do anything for the rest of the day if I don't want to, and it will have still been a productive day. And so that's the exact morning routine that has worked best for myself. Now, do I do it each and every single day like clockwork? I should, but I'm a human being too. Some days I don't do it quite perfectly. And when I don't do it quite perfectly, I feel the effects of not being as productive, not being as effective, and at the end of the day, not growing my business as efficiently as I could if I did it each and every single day. So with that said, I hope you got a ton of value. As always, if you did, let me know in the comments section below what your biggest takeaway was from this video. I love reading each and every single comment. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that bell icon notification button so that you're notified when I do more videos just like this.